Ladies and gentlemen, federal employees, it is official. If you have been retired the entire 2024, your pension will go up 2% in January 2025. Now, if you retired partway through 2024, this will be prorated based on how much of the year you were actually retired. Again, 2% is the cost of living adjustment that we are seeing starting in 2025. Now, actually, inflation has actually gone up on average about 2.5%, okay? But FERS, federal employees under the new system, which all of you here are probably FERS, you get what they call diet COLA, okay? And I'm going to talk you through why this is, but long story short, your Social Security, if you do have Social Security right now, gets a COLA of 2.5%, and CSRS federal employees get an increase to their pension of 2.5%, but under FERS, you get an increase of 2%, and this is why. Long story short, if inflation is less than 2%, FERS federal employees get the full inflation, okay? So for example, if this number happened to be the actual inflation rate, happened to be less than 2, then whatever that is, you as FERS would have gotten that. So if it was 1.8, you would get the full COLA, and Social Security, CSRS, and FERS retirees would have all gotten 1.8. But that's not what happened. Between 2 and 3%, if inflation is between 2 and 3, FERS federal employees get 2%. And that is why here you are getting a 2% COLA. Now, what happens if inflation is above 3%? Well, what they do is they take whatever inflation was, subtract 1%, and that's what FERS gets. So that's why we call it the diet COLA, where if it's under 2%, you do get the full COLA. Anything above, though, it's going to lag just a tad. So again, if inflation is, let's say, 5% over 3, they take 5%, subtract 1%, and you as FERS would get 4%. If cost of living was actually 9%, you'd get an 8% COLA, etc. Okay? So again, depending on how big inflation is, will determine how big of a COLA you get as a federal employee. But normally the goal is for them to get inflation under 2%. That's the goal. So over time, normally there won't be too much of a lag, but when inflation is high, FERS federal employees definitely do lag inflation just a bit. So we'll keep you updated as more information on these things come out throughout the years, but that is the update. Again, 2% is the 2024 cost of living adjustment starting in 2025 January. 2.5% for Social Security and CSRS retired federal employees. I hope that's helpful. I'll see you guys in the next video.